Hey there. So in this video, we're going to talk about some do's and don'ts of race day in triathlon. I kept my reading glasses on because I actually have a list because there's a lot of stuff in this one. So I'm going to try to get through the don'ts first. The first don't is don't not prepare for open water swimming. So if your race is an open water swim event, then you really should practice in open water prior to race day, especially if that includes a wetsuit. One of the biggest problems I've seen with athletes over the years is either not wearing the wetsuit before race day or not preparing at all for the open water section of the swim or the race. So both of those are very quick ways for your day to go south. So do prepare by getting to open water and do prepare by wearing your wetsuit. You can wear the wetsuit in the pool. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to, maybe somebody laughs at you, but what do you care? You're a triathlete. It's not your problem. The next one is stay calm. So a big problem is that people get too worked up, too excited, heart rate too high at the beginning of the race. So work on some calming techniques for yourself, especially if you know that you're the type that gets overly excited, right? Breathing control will help keep your heart rate down, and that will make your day a lot better. Another one is do sight in open water. Make sure you're looking every 5 to 10 strokes so that you're swimming a straight-ish line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you go 20, 30 strokes without looking, you have a good chance of swimming the wrong way. So do make sure you have a sighting protocol in play for your open water swim. Don't stay out late the night before. This is aimed mostly at my younger population, right? But you think you're young and strong and the world's your oyster. Going out and having a good time the day before a triathlon is not a great idea. You're going to be dehydrated, you're going to be tired, and even a sprint triathlon is 45 minutes for the fastest people at the shorter distances. Most people are going to be somewhere in an hour to 2 hours. That is a long exercise section. You don't want to be overly fatigued going into that. So stay home, have a quiet dinner, go to bed. Don't skip breakfast. So most of these races are starting at 7. Some of them start at 8 a.m. Means you're up at 5 or 5:30. Maybe it's not your normal breakfast time, but you need to have something in your system, right? It can be something basic like a yogurt, maybe a thing of oatmeal, maybe a bagel with peanut butter, but some amount of food in your system, unless you are such a nervous person that you know it's going to cause you problems, in which case maybe you drink some calories, whether it's Gatorade or chocolate milk or something, just to get some calories going in you. Really bad idea to go completely empty stomach into a triathlon, especially if it's longer than a sprint. Maybe you can get away with it a sprint, but I wouldn't try it. Don't wing it with your nutrition. And this goes to both the breakfast as well as your race day nutrition. You should have a approach that you have a snack at 30 to 45 minutes. You're having sports drink or maybe just water on the bike, depending on the distance of the race. And maybe you have a gel or some Cliff Blocks as you head out onto the run. But don't just make it up on race morning. Have at least an idea of what you would like to do, right? A general plan that you can adjust on race day. It would be great to know your paces, power, and heart rate. Maybe not all three, but at least one of those, so that you have an idea of where you should be on race day. If you're winging it in that respect, you could be very up and down on how you perform. Whereas if you go into it knowing your general range that's going to work for you for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, then you're going to be much better off than if you just wing it. Don't compare yourself too much. There's a famous quote, I don't know who said it originally, that comparison is the thief of joy. And that is very true, because at any of these races, whether it's your local sprint or a super high level Ironman competition, there is somebody who is training more than you, somebody who is naturally better than you, somebody who is stronger than you. If you compare yourself to the best people in the field at every event that you go to, you will never be happy. So the best thing to compare yourself to is yourself. You can compare yourself to you last race or you last year. But comparing yourself to somebody who trains 25 hours a week when you're only able to train 10 hours a week or 5 hours a week is not a way to be happy in the sport of triathlon. Uh, do stay positive. So mental strength is a component of this, but positive self-talk, staying positive in the moment. If a problem arises, you can overcome it. You are strong enough. You are good enough. I prepared for this. I am happy to be here. These are all positive statements. And this sort of positive self-talk is super important for any endurance sport, whether it's triathlon, running, etc. But it really, really makes a big difference. Do have a race plan. So this should be a plan for the swim, a plan for the bike, and a plan for the run, as well as a plan for your transitions. I didn't write that on my list, but sitting down in transition and taking 5 minutes to figure out what you're doing is not a great idea. So you have an approach to the swim. I'm going to start easy. I'll build into a moderate effort. You have an approach for the bike. I'm going to go harder on the flats and back off on the climbs. You have an approach to the run. I'm going to build into it, or I'm going to start faster and hope to heaven I hang on. Whatever your plan is, so you at least have an idea of an approach. The transitions is another big one. You don't want to waste too much time in there. Have your stuff set up appropriately. Have your sunglasses set in your helmet. Have your helmet set on your shoes, or have your shoes attached to the bike. But have your approach in mind before race day. Do use sunscreen and sunglasses. So I grew up in Florida. Many of you are probably in Florida, and the sun shines brightly. And as you age, it shines even more brightly on your skin. So go ahead and load up prior to race start. And if it's a long enough day, I would consider reapplying throughout the race, especially half Ironman and Ironman. Sunglasses as well, and this is twofold. A, your eyes are affected by the sunlight, and B, on the bike, it's easy for a bug to fly into an eyeball, right? And we don't want that to happen, so use the sunglasses strictly as protection for your eyes. Have that nutrition plan, so you know your nutrition, and then have a spare tire on the bike, or excuse me, a spare tube with the races and roads and conditions. Maybe you won't know how to change it, but if you have a spare tube and a CO2 cartridge, there's probably somebody that's going to come along and will be able to help you change it, right? Whether it's neutral support or a competitor. Now, in theory, you're not supposed to get outside help, but in practice, having somebody help you change a tire, especially if you're not going to finish in the top 5, not many people are going to take umbrage with that. It's a good idea to use a number belt. That is a belt that goes around your waist. You can attach your running number to it prior. That way you don't have to muck with rolling it into your shorts or putting on a full t-shirt with the number attached. So if you don't have a number belt, go out and get one. Know the race course. So whether you're able to review it in your car the day before or a week before, or if you just look at the map and have a good idea of what's going on with the race course, because while race courses are marked, it's your responsibility to know where to go. And if you happen to be on your own, whether it's front, mid, or back of pack, you need to know when to turn right. You need to know when to turn around. And it's easy to miss an arrow on the road. So know the course. Great idea to go out and review it the day before. And the last one on my list, which I think is very important, is do hang out and make some friends after, because as much as triathlon is a solo venture, it is a group participation sport. And one of the great things about being with groups is that you can meet like-minded people and make some buddies. So that's my sign off on that one. Like and subscribe. See you next time.